Alright kiddos, here are some quick instructions on how you're going to use your time um, as we kind of dive into Criterion C. You should be able to work completely independently. I'm going to go through a couple steps on how you can use that time. You're going to go to our original document that you copied. Up until this point, you've only had Criterion B. Just to not overwhelm you, I've finally added 2 parts to Criterion C, where it gives you a chance to demonstrate your technical skills in making a typeface and shows how you followed a plan and recorded your path. And that's why it's important for you to keep track of all the things that you're making, and you're not deleting any of the things that you're making. You're just saving new files, or you're adding things off to the side of your artboard. So number 10 lists create your final solution, which is your typeface. By creating each Hangul character, you can see our diagram on Pagoda, and by creating a design to show us context. What happens when we use your typeface? Where are we going to see this typeface? It might reveal your client and end user, in particular your target audience. Who is this for? So once you've copied this onto your own document, you can go to our Pagoda and you'll see the page with the diagram. Here are our Hangul characters. You need to create each of these characters. You can lay them out in a different orientation, that's fine, but this is essentially your type specimen. You will design all of these. Up here you'll see a link to an Illustrator file with 2 artboards, which will look something like this, except mine actually have information on there. Yours will look like this. And I've created a grid for you just to help you organize your information. This will be where you'll put your all your letters, and this will be where you're going to put an image of your actual context. So you're going to show us where we're going to see this. For an example, this is a previously designed typeface. I'm going to hide my grid just so you can kind of see what this would look like without the grid. Here are all my letters. They're all laid out so they're easy to see. It's a diagram. I've used this as a reference. And then this is where I actually start to build my context, where these letters start to be used for the logo for Chicago Pizza. This is an image that I took as reference. As you can see, whoa, man, a lot going on here. I might want to take closer pictures of the logo for Chicago Pizza. I might use that in the creepy dude that looks like he's from the mafia eating pizza. I definitely want to see if I can recreate that if it's appropriate. But I've just taken the text. If you don't speak Korean or know how that works, that's okay. You can just copy this, use this as a reference. You can also see it over here. So I took that, just put off to the side so I could use that to help. And then I started just to build different logos. And I thought, okay, well, what would happen if I made this into like a circular logo? What would that look like? With a white background, red background. You're always testing everything out. If you recall, when we watched Aaron Draplin, he was doing all kinds of things, making many iterations, different ways to put type next to logos. Really, that's a great example. And the reason I wanted to show you that is just so you would see my expectations for you as well. I want you to make as many versions as you can. That way, you can go back and compare the two. Maybe I started to make this kind of poster. It kind of looks like some really weird Christmas party, so I would definitely need to work more on that. But I would keep this, right? I would just kind of copy and paste the whole thing and keep on going. Maybe I need, to put the pizza box in there somehow. I could cut that out with a clipping mask and put it in here to give some more context. I might draw on top of this to make the pizza box yellow. I mean, there's a lot of things I could do to show context where I would actually see this. But you would see it on a pizza box. You might see it on the storefront. You might see it, on a napkin. You could see it on hot sauce. I mean, who knows where you could see this pizza thing? But think about, you want to show context. And so you make as many of these as you can. And then when I return from Portugal, we're actually going to have a time to get feedback. Feedback on your typeface, but also how you've used context. And you'll get feedback from your friends, and they'll give you some opinions. But, I want you guys to take your time and just understand that some people are going to make a lot of different versions. And some people, their designs will be quicker to generate, but because of that, they'll make more maybe mock-ups for their context. Maybe they'll make more logos with their typeface. At the end of the day, the most important thing is that you've gone through the process. You've used your time wisely. You've come up with as many different directions as you can, and at the end of it, you have a type specimen and a context poster.